Hello, welcome to my tube, my tiniest little tube. My name is Margie. I'm an energetic sensitive. We got all kinds of synonyms. I grew up, they call me a retard, weirdo. But what the thing is people see in other people things that they don't want to rectify in themselves. I try to be careful about talking shit because I have the potentials of self-loathing I have to be careful of. I'm not good with boundaries either. Too much Pisces in me. We're coming up on the Pisces eclipse, and well, love them while you got them. Anyway, I had a pretty good morning all in all. We got stuff done. I woke up, got the dogs out, got them fed, went to the market, gonna make stuff to make chicken noodle soup, got some ginger, got some of these little yogurt things. I gotta change my diet. I gotta quit like sugar. I can't. I don't want to be a diabetic. I don't want to be insulin dependent. I don't want to be dependent on anything that anybody else is going to that I'm going to have to rely on anybody else to give me to be at peace. So, I just white knuckle life. And life is hard. I know it's easy for a lot of people. They say everybody goes through trauma, everybody goes through hard, and I just think that's a tool of manipulation that people say. I think a lot of people have good cush lives, you know. But that's an imbalance, and creators swinging back the pendulum around now. It's just how it is. It's the equilibrium's going to snap back, and I don't. Who knows how it's going to turn out? You know. Uh, but yeah, I had a pretty good morning. I woke up to a text message, or I didn't wake up. I was already awake up and around for like a half hour or a while. And there's this kid that used to live next door to me. He was like 17 years old, 18 years old. And he'd come over and chat every now and again. And I try to impart my wisdoms onto people because I've had such a shit life. I don't want them to have a life like mine. So I tell people all about all the mistakes I make because I don't want them to make the same ones, make different ones. And so when he was like 18 or so, like I only knew him for a year, and then I moved from there, and then he like moved up to Cuesta, and then he moved on to Minneapolis, and I got a text message from. He's only 20 years old. That's why I think that we're gonna be okay because these young people, they're cool. These young kids, they just need guidance and direction, just like I needed, you know. But they're gonna be all right because they got heart. Everybody starts out with heart until the world beats the shit out of them. And then they just go along with the stuff. The abusers go along to get along. So, I get a text from him this morning that says, hey, where is it? What happened to it? That's Friday. Haha, today. Oh, it said, hey, sorry for texting you so early, but I got the job at the gas station. I'm really happy. and he said, I'm glad you share my stuff. I'm glad I got you to share my stuff with. You're one of my best friends. And I want to let you know I'm doing okay. My bad for apologizing so much. I was just wired that way, so to let you know. And I let him know that actually he's helping me because my family doesn't talk to me. And it's nice to be able to show you acts of love. I lost my sister 2 years ago when she was off living that self-will run riot, that lifestyle, and she walked away from 5 kids. And I have never had kids, but I have 4 dogs. I've had 5 dogs in my life. I know that you can't compare. And I got my mom I take care of. And then after my sister died, we reconnected a couple years ago, and I kept trying to get her to come see me, and something always more fun came up. And when she got killed in a motorcycle accident, I guess it's been 3 years now, in Phoenix, Arizona, and I became in communication with like her children's father and stuff like that, and I got a message from him one day, and he's like, haha, it's so weird, I didn't even know she had a sister. See, I try to make connections with people. Hello. Because I can't leave. I can't go out of the house much. I got to stay home and take care of mom. That's my priority. So I try to connect with people. I've tried to connect with my family. I've tried to connect with AA. I've tried to connect with countless freaking churches, religions. I don't identify with any sect, denomination, no politics, no religion. I do have a great deal and a substantial amount of faith that has sustained me in my life, because we've always been taken care of. It's been hard, but I've still been able to handle things, but the stressors. After this last weekend, the plumbing started acting funny at Friday. By Saturday, I called first thing the landlord. I said, the plumbing's being funny. Didn't hear from him for a few hours. Called back. So, the regular Saul's out of town. I'm gonna send this guy over. He came over. He was like in nice jeans and a t-shirt. He wasn't really ready to take on that job. I said, you don't know the system Saul does. We'll wait till Saul gets back into town. Maybe Saturday, Sunday or so, And then Monday morning comes, and I freaking wake up to sewage water coming up out of the shower. And I realized that my neighbors, when they flush the toilet, it's gonna back up into my shit, because I'm the closest to where the drain is. And so I'm in there and I'm freaking scooping out into a bucket. You're from Russia? That's okay. That's all right. But I understand. See, we don't gotta speak the same language to be in the same stupid club, Like attracts like. And it's hard for energetic sensitives to be in this world because it's so fucking harsh out there, and it really doesn't have to be, man. It really doesn't. I had a nice conversation with the woman at the grocery store, She puts the stuff away back in dairy, and she's always in the same apartment. And I was like, how are you? We haven't connected in a while. She's like, I'm doing okay. I said, it's getting hard out there, The spiritual attacks are getting, uglier, It's more, and she's like, I know. I said, you praying for those hedges of protection? Yeah. And so, I was sharing with her how how we got to be true to our heart and stuff like that. And I was asking her about, the point of sale stuff. Because there's a lot of things on the shelves that are missing. And I was like, is that because of stuff that they're talking about on the news, or is it unrelated? She said, oh, we just switched warehouses. And we were talking about how you can tell who has the light in them. Because there's so many people, they're so sad, and they're so hurt, and they're so broken, and they're so stressed. And I told her, I said, you know what I do when I meditate and I do things like that? I said, I imagine a world where people can just go around and do whatever they want. They can travel wherever they want. They don't need papers. They don't need systems. You don't need any of that. We're animals. We're migrational beings, like birds. You know, birds go flouse for the wind. That's what people do. Look at the freaking snowbirds and freaking. That's what they call them, snowbirds. I mean, we do the same thing. It's inherent. It's in us. It's in our DNA. It's in our spirit. Some are intended to roam and travel, and some are, thank you, be well, and some are intended to stay put because they can't travel, and we got to make it good for everybody. And I said, I imagine like you just go into a grocery store and you get whatever you need, because when you get it, when you are capable of getting whatever you need, that doesn't put you in the vibrational frequency of lack. Because it's when people sit in lack, it's fear. And they're like, I'm scared. I'm not going to get enough. It's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's science, if you want to call it that shit. So, I'm 51. That's how old I am. I know, I don't look young. I mean, I don't look that old. But, well, you can see my wrinkles more when... I'm halfway to 102. So... And I said, that's how things happen. That's how things come to be, is you imagine them, and then they come into fruition. So, I don't really go along with... that's the only good thing I got out of recovery when I went to AA for 14 years, is that I don't align myself with any sect, denomination, any politics, religion. I think they're all reindeer games. And understand, when I say reindeer games, I mean REIGN. Like, we're going to reindeer you. We're going to reign over you, okay? And until I speak, until my last day, I'm going to keep speaking on this, because more people are becoming more open and receptive to it. Got the itches, buds? Got Mom a new hat. Stopped at Ace. I had to get some weather stripping for the front door, because frickin' we've always been in fall here in Taos, New Mexico, where I live. So it's not, you go out in the morning and it's crisp every morning. You get up early enough. And so, when did the first one? I don't know what that means. I could interpret that as, what could you be asking that to, because of the time delay? I thought Russia couldn't see American stuff. I was all, see, the world is such a lie. I bet it's a beautiful place, though. But I bet it looks but every time all the places I've been all over the world, one part of the world just looks like another part of the world. The world is such a beautiful place. And I really have no care about whether it's round or flat. I have more concern about how beings are treating each other on it. On my way home this morning, dude, people are fucking unhinged. They're so crazy. On the way into town, I took the back roads, and then I just came straight up the middle on the way home, because I went to the hardware store. And I watched people freaking, like, 8 o'clock in the morning, cutting across 2 lanes of traffic in front of people. Like, it's just me. Everybody's me. And I'm just like, okay, you go, you, Turbo. You got the zoomies. You gotta hurry up and get at that job in Taos where you're gonna sit there and fucking maybe do 2 things all day. Okay, after you, zooming boy. It's crazy. They got their little car clubs, their little fucking gangs, and they just... It's always been like this. It's just more now. Because discipline doesn't exist in 2025. It's not something that people do or have a balance of. I see these people on social media. I guess my FYP says I need to watch people lifting weights at a gym because I'm into fitness. And I'm just like, no, dude, I ain't an egomaniacal tit. I don't have that kind of time to go go to the gym and spend 2-3 hours and leg day and all that shit. Because my life isn't about me solely. And taking that much time away from mom, dude, I come home and the TV's off because the power trips where I live. So, you know, I just gotta make sure she's okay at all times, because the world, it ain't never done her no favors. And that's how I can recognize other people out there, and I can tell, man, like when people are just freaking beat up, and God puts me right in their path. Even if it's a $20 and some words of encouragement, maybe a sticker, because straight people like rainbows too. You know? I hear people talking about, oh, today's a good day to be generous. I'm like, every fucking day is a good day to be generous. Right? I'm a big proponent for astrology. I track astrology a lot. And so when I hear about like how the weather forecast, the energy forecast about how things are going to be, you know, I'm just like, people have free will. Hey, Muhammad, what's up? How you doing, Muhammad? Where are you from, Muhammad? Is that you saying hello twice, or is that a tech glitch? You look fit in your thumbnail. I was just talking about fitness and how like attracts like. You're from India? What is with my FYP right now? That's cool. I got DNA from India. Mom does. So that's cool. I worked with the dude from Pakistan, so I got to learn about his culture from there. I've never been to India, though. I've been to Crete in the Mediterranean when we bombed Iraq. I like connecting with people from other places, because then they can tell you how it really is over there. That's why it's good to travel. So my idea is like, it was always good to travel so you could see what it's like in other places and take the good ideas from what they do and incorporate into your yeah. My train of thought derailed. You're 50%. So you're what other stuff? Because I'm Native American. So what differentiates Indian from indigenous in America and indigenous in India? The person who defines it? So like, we're all the same, huh? We're just all colors on the same color wheel, aren't we? That's why I make that sticker. Here, I'll show you the stickers that I make. I have them made. I pay to have them made. I don't make them. I'm autistic, so I always did the rainbow in that order. And it says straight people like rainbows too. It's cheeky too, because I'm not. So I make the t-shirts, they're in black and white and they're embroidered. So this is actually just a picture of the t-shirt. You can see the embroidery in there. Sticker mule. They give you see, it's a thing of inclusion. It's because we're all the same, we're just all shades of the same color wheel, like Native American, right? What matters is what you do with that vibrational frequency, what you do with every beat of your heart every day, what that beat of your heart motivates you to do. Thank you, Muhammad. I appreciate that. So people look at it and they just see gay. So they don't acknowledge me because they just see like, but it's not even that. That's how oblivious people, like, it's not. I look, one dude was like, at least I'm not gay. I'm like, dude, it's not even a fucking rainbow, dude. Why don't you look at it? Why don't you see what it says instead of freaking having a misconception? Where are you from, LA? It's funny you should ask, because I was born in San Bernardino, California, which is, I'm an LA-alien. It's the same latitude. And Muhammad, I gotta tell you, my belief system is, or what what I've come to believe to be true is that, like, Earth is like a gigantic radio, right? Latitude, longitude, if you know what that is, We live latitudinally and longitude. We navigate through the world based at points of latitude and longitude, which in my mind is frequency. And where our heart, the frequency of our heart sits, that guides us in our mind, heart, and gut, and our behavior and how we conduct ourselves in life. When I came to the realization that I had to totally turn my life over to a higher power and live from my heart and not still use my ego. To me, ego is easing God out. Like, I got to do what the fuck I got to do to take care of this, and sometimes I got to be like that. I still can be like that without stepping on other people's feet, like shitting on other people, right? That's what I have to remember. To me, God isn't a being in the sky. It's light. It's good orderly direction. Light, where data transfers through. Like in computers, I have a computer background. I wasn't just in the military. I only did 6 years because I realized that America's a fucking lie. And I'm sorry for my service. I do appreciate the experience that I got in realizing this country's a fucking lie. And it's been lying ever since. And I don't listen to fucking anybody that, like, doesn't have more practical skills than me. No, I can't. Let me reiterate that. I can learn from anybody and everybody. I have a lot of Gemini in my chart, 12th house, Mars, Saturn. Ugh. So I do appreciate others, people's life experience, so I can incorporate that into my guidance system. Other people's experiences. I rely on other people's experiences. But oftentimes, I don't do that in close proximity. I do it from watching people on the internet all over the place. So many people. I don't watch. I go around, do my day, and I listen to stuff as I'm taking care of mom and hanging out with mom and stuff like that. So I'm always getting information. I'm a data collector. So we're in the dark part. Well, some people are saying it's going to last 17. I mean, it just depends on your heart, because you're gonna meet the calamity of the calamity of which is inside you. Oh, I gotta finish the story about the toilet. So when the dude finally came at like 5 o'clock on Monday to fix it, it took him about 10 minutes. He wasn't even out of town. They fucking lied. I was so, like, my body has been tense for 3 days. Because I asked everybody not on Monday, I was like, stop using, because it took me a minute to figure it out, and then the little kid next door, the guy next door has 2 little kids, and so they're always stuffing toilet paper and shit down there, so, but they don't ever teach them not to do that, they just allow them, and then the cleanup is somebody else's problem. That's America. That's how it was in Omaha. That's how it has been it was in Sacramento. That's how it's every place I've ever been. It's just gotten like that more. People are supposed to be getting more, open their hearts more. And they're getting more closed off, unfortunately. More me. I'm seeing it. It's like they don't got their gratitude. It's like they're, oh, I just deserve this shit. There's so much of that where I live, man. All the expensive cars and, like, dude, you live in fucking Taos, New Mexico. You ain't a big shot. There are no big shots in Taos, New Mexico. There's no fucking, ain't nobody came from Taos and, like, went out and made the world a better place. Because most of them don't ever fucking leave. And I'm not just speaking in terms of Taos. I'm talking about Redding. I'm talking about Sacramento. I'm talking about Omaha. I'm talking about North Carolina. I'm talking about all parts in Florida, Minnesota, like all the people that have just stayed there, and now the world or the United States is collectively a cesspool because people went within their own little bubble and couldn't find it in their heart to do nothing for nobody else ever, while their lives are handed to them. Man, I see so many people, man, they're, dude, you just, like, they don't even know how fucking easy they got it, and they think they got it so hard, and they really don't, Their parents buy them a house and cars and like you didn't have to pay rent when you were 15. Are you fucking kidding me? So you just every job you ever worked, you just got to that was your money. Like, that's not how everybody lives in this place. We grew up eating popcorn for dinner, and many nights we went without food because mom had to save money for a bus ticket so I could go down and see my asshole dad that was a total fucking trash piece dickhead to me. Because he's one of them narcissists they talk about. I don't know much. I didn't know much about narcissists. I'm just learning about this. I'm like, really? People are really like that? Yeah, people are really like that. They run the world and do a lot of cocaine and drink a lot of booze. And then they tell them they're really great people because of all the stuff that they do and they're really important and they're really not. The meek are inheriting the earth right now. Where I live, there's 2-3 kids with freaking that are energetic sensitives like me. Autistic, Asperger's, they said I was autistic in 1987. So, call us whatever you want. Like, the fact is like unless you create a world that's easier for sensitive people, what happens is if their parents dies? Like, what institution are they going to go into? Who's going to take care of them? Their family going to take care of them? No, they're not. My mom's family is a perfect freaking testament of that. Cecilia Cisneros born my mom in the 1950s and threw her away to an orphanage because she was born with 2 club feet. And back then they're like, oh, this baby's cursed. Yeah, she's cursed because she was born to a family that would fucking throw her away into an orphanage where terrible things happened to her, all while people got paychecks. And the system has been perpetuating ever since. CPS started from my mom's shit. Like I've been paying attention because I heard her story, and I just have seen more people collect paychecks. So they'll just, go along to get along. They're just doing their job. It's nothing personal, and then I'm watching a little girl in, where was she? Chicago? Where was she? 6 years old. The police goes up and it's his camera, and he's talking to her, and she's 6 years old, and her mom and dad locked her in this room with a crap bucket. It's 100 degrees. It must not be Chicago. I wonder where it was. 100 degrees. She didn't have any it was fucked. It was just like that's how people treat their own kids, And I've seen a couple of I've seen circumstances in my life where they're really good parents, like solid parents, like wow, they're they came from a good place. You want to go that way? Go ahead. Go ahead, I'll help you. Go get the girl. Oh, yeah. Come here. Oh, you want there? Or you want up? Oh, easy. Want there? I don't even know what time it is. Mom should be getting up soon. There. That's not going to work. Okay, this is the stuff that makes me crazy. There. Nice and calm. I got new shorts. I like them. They got these little... So I don't need a belt. Okay. Had to get the little dog situated. Oh, it's nice in here. So yeah, after the stressors of this week, I couldn't eat. Like, my body seized up. Like, it got... I'm still trying to unwind. I felt... Because I had to carry these buckets out, and I had to do it really fast, and they were heavy. and I have a bad back, amongst other things. So it was taxing. It was taxing emotionally, energetically. A lot of people have it worse. So we made it through, and yesterday I took a little convalescent day. Fucking rad. That's rad. This chick, she does hair up in Utah. She was like, is it me? Or it's like, what's happening? Like, I went in to do retail therapy and it didn't work. I said, learn astrology. And she's like, I already have been. I was like, right on. That's all you got, you know? Because it's like, life is an inside job. It's not. I mean, yeah, you have external experiences, but the external experience you have are based on the reflection of what you are inside. So if you and people that ignore their shadow aspects, see, that's one thing I do. I put all of my shadow on the internet, so I can see my shadow, and I'm fully aware of my shadow. I don't ignore my shadow. I never ignore my shadow, because when I ignore my shadow, that's when it grows, and that's when it starts. It's like AI to me. It's like, you know, that stuff is stupid. Back when I went into college, it's children's games. It's toys. Yeah, they're gonna make money from it, but money's fucking fake too. And I don't really care how much money people have. I'm more concerned about what they do with all they have. And you know, there's too many people that don't have jack shit. So evidently, they're not doing that much with what they have. So, are they really people? Like, what frequency is what it is to be a human? What is it to be a human? Every man for himself. Butt stuff. Like, like I grew up like I was scared. I didn't want to grow up when I was a little girl. I didn't want to grow up married man, because everybody was like, oh, sex, penis, dick, this, dick, that, and I'm just like, that is not like, but it comes with the rest of them, and that's just not fucking fun. You're like, the idea of hairy butts and being with dudes and whatnot just was never fun to me. And they were always assholes to me, dude. They fucking bullied me and were jerks to me. That's how I learned how to take care of myself and come up with little quippy comebacks, because they were such douches. And that's how I can tell who the ones that are gonna fucking hit a girl too. Because once you freaking nick their little pride, or you don't want their wiener, or you know you think that they're less of a man, then they want to like establish, like put their fucking like, oh, I'll just beat you up then. Like, I can't tell you how many times in my life dudes are, I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm like, dude, you go ahead. Okay. It won't be the first time. Just know that I'm gonna defend myself. That's all. So the world has changed. We are not on the same planet Earth that we were 5 years ago. I'm excited to see what it's coming from. I just have a couple hard days ahead of me, a few hard days ahead of me. You know, whether it's in a month, 6 months, a year, 5 years, you know, there's just 3. And then once, who knows what's going to happen after that. I'll just keep showing up and teaching people how good they can be. It's easy to be good to people. Like, you don't have to expect anything back to be good to them. A friend of mine, or I went to high school with, her husband unexpectedly passed away. So me and Mom sent her some flowers. It's nice to send people flowers, makes them feel better. So I think I'm gonna get off here and go make me some chicken noodle soup. Trying to fix my sugar, bring it down. I'm like knocking on pre-diabetes door or whatever, and I want to reverse that with my diet. So, but after not eating for 3 days, like, my body's like, I gotta ease back into it. I got these little fruit pouch things that I thought would help with the sensitivity. Oh, here's my mom. She's so cute. Yep. Just love them while you got them. Dude slammed her head in a car door when she was 38. She did really good for a long time. I mean, she still has like a nodule on the back. Like, it was gnarly. They said that she should have died. I was 15. I came home from staying at her friend's house. She's like, call an ambulance. I'm going in the ambulance. They're like, you need to call somebody because she's probably not going to live through the night. That was 1989. When my brother showed up the next morning, I couldn't get a hold of him. He was nowhere to be found. At a friend's house. He's like 17, 18, a senior in high school. And and then he showed up at the hospital and then just yelled at her. So I was like, you know what, scumbag, just go. He's another Virgo, imbalanced. The world's about him. But now he makes $240,000 a year. I asked him to help me find a place for me and Mom. And he said, no, Mom's your problem. So that's how I know lawyers suck. And, I might sound harsh when I talk in these terms and stuff like that, but like I'll say things like Texas is the shape of a toilet. Well, I was in Texas for like 8 months for tech school and basic training in the Air Force, and if anybody would have been like exceptional, just like cool, like really, really decent to me, then I wouldn't say things like that. But when you go to a place and you have so many people that just like fucking let the door shut in your face or just treat you like shit, yeah, you're gonna get things like all it would have taken is one Texan in 8 months to like show me some kindness or something. But not one motherfucking Texan could. So now one of my favorite things to say is, Texas is the shape of a toilet for so many reasons. And it is. If you look at Texas, it looks like a toilet. America is a contrived reality. It's a fucking joke. And that's what we pay for. So, enjoy. Enjoy the show, America, as it collapses and falls down. Because it's a heaping pile of trash, because all of the stupid cousins got the good jobs because of nepotism, power, control, blackmail, and now this is what we get because they don't have good ideas. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a rad day.